Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today, I got some juicy crypto news to cover. We're going to first talk about when the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit case will end. Yes, guys, Ripple has posted a couple of really interesting things which make it look as if they already have a predicted date in their own heads for when it's going to be over. In the same line, I want to cover the article which kind of goes about that situation. It was posted about 6 seconds ago. You see how fast these click fingers are for these articles? Yes. All right, then I want to move over and tell you guys a little story about just how huge NFTs can get. All right, this is a very good example of huge adoption that could come from NFTs, and I want to kind of talk about that, so stick around for that. And last but not least, a little bit of news about Cardano ADA that I think you guys will enjoy, specifically if you guys are ADA fans. Having said that, guys, if you are enjoying these daily crypto videos, make sure you press that like button. Let's try to get to 800. Why not? I'm thinking, just press. It just helps the videos out, doesn't cost you anything, and if you really want to help, just share the video over on something like Twitter and maybe put a comment down below. Greatly appreciate it. All right, so a lawyer by the name of Jeremy Hogan, if you don't know him, you've been living under a tree or a rock or something like that. He said, when would the Ripple v. SEC case end? Ripple thinks it'll end sometime between August the 26th and November the 18th. In its pending class action that's ongoing right now, again, not Ripple v. SEC, Ripple agreed to move the case start all the way back to November 18th in belief that the SEC case will be finished before then. Of course, it can settle any time, though. It could settle a lot quicker. So what this is referring to is that when looking through this specific lawsuit document in the Northern District of California, what we're reading, and I kind of find it funny that Hogan puts his little thing in there still. We can see that Hogan took the screenshot though, so that's nice. He shares a specific part here. Take a look. Due to overlap of factual and legal issues between the case and the SEC action, the parties agree that there are efficiencies in having certain aspects of the SEC action precede certain deadlines in this action. Doing so will reduce the burden on the parties, streamline discovery in this case, and potentially reduce the burden on the court by narrowing the issues in dispute. This is a very huge deal because that on its own is already like, okay, so we want to kind of wait for some more important decisions to be made in the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit before we'll start talking about this one, which is like, okay, so when exactly do you think that will be? But then we look, and they changed the dates from August 26th, when again, they already thought it would be fine, that they would have the result. They changed it to November 18th. There's two things which popped in my head. One, they all of a sudden think the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit would take another additional 2 months, which is not so juicy. But thing number two is they're just thinking, you know what? We surely want to be finished with the entire case. And so once we're finished, we want to kind of put things in order, have a little bit of rest time before moving into this one. Let's put a little bit back, just to have some clearer mind. Meaning the August 26th, it was like, we're trying to hope to get it done before the November 18th we'll be done. For sure, like we'll be done next month, but November 18th, so that's something which is still open for debate. I don't know officially, of course. And it can be taken in a couple of different ways, as it could, theoretically speaking, only mean that they're going to be through additional hurdles, right? It doesn't necessarily state that the case has to be all the way over. They're just going to be a lot further, and so a lot of issues will be outspoken already. But I personally think that this message is kind of a, once this date crosses, or once this date comes along, we'll be done, and so we can get into the next case and start working on new issues. So I'm definitely quite excited about that. Now, he also has a second tweet, which is thanks to Stephen Huber for showing this court order to me. Again, I didn't find it myself either. It makes me feel more confident in, again, Jeremy Hogan's, who is a lawyer's, own September summary judgment prediction. I think Ripple thinks it wins the SEC case in September/October, and then this class action goes away due to collateral estoppel. And that would actually be interesting as well. That would be very, very interesting, because if Ripple wins the case and XP turns out not to be a security, a lot of other lawsuits won't really take place, because under what premise? What can they allege? It's already been figured out it's not a security then. I just got into a new place, by the way, and this one has a nice little lamp. So I can, manipulate lamp to be good. But all right, to not waste too much time on that anymore, here was a question: how long will it be before XRP challenges its current trend? My response to this one is, what exactly is the trend? Are we in a bull market, bear market? What exactly is that? I mean, I've seen multiple different theories throughout the last couple of weeks, which all basically show a different narrative, and that's because a lot of them make sense. We can definitely say that quite a little while ago, the trend changed again from being bearish to bullish now. We can also state that no, it's been bearish all this time. We're basically trending down lower. We can also say no, it's been bullish all this time, and it's just bigger waves. There's some thought behind all of it. There's some, definitely proper believability behind any one of these as well. So I would only state that the price will most likely spike overnight the moment that this whole lawsuit stuff resolves itself. And up until that point, we might see some 30-40% day pumps, because we sometimes see that for XRP. But those crazy plus 80% days or so, I personally think there's a smaller chance it's going to happen now while the lawsuit is still ongoing. But again, that is just my thoughts, though. It could, of course, happen. All right. To go over into this very interesting article here, pharmacy chain CVS files for crypto collectible and NFT trademarks. This is a really big deal. CVS getting into NFTs, in my own opinion, this is where it's headed. Imagine you go inside of Walmart or whatever grocery store, supermarket you can think of. And right now, on a lot of stores, specifically in Europe that I've been to, in Dubai here, I don't actually know if they have it. I just don't know. You have a lot of loyalty cards or bonus cards. In Albertijn, for all my Dutchies or Belgian people out there, you probably know it. You have a loyalty card, a bonus card. It gets you discounts, but it also tracks some stuff, I believe. I don't ever activate the thing, so I don't know. What I'm thinking of here is eventually what they'll do is, if you're basically saving up points, for example, to get yourself some, cooking pots for free, that in the future will be stored as a token every single time. So let's say you order $50 worth of groceries and you're supposed to get 2 of those little stickers in real life normally to put in your pass. Or when you're ordering ice cream and you have like a 10, you have to fill 10 slots and then 1 ice cream free, right? After you've ordered 10 times. I think eventually that'll be tokenized as well, and that will be in the form of NFTs. And I think CVS here, to kind of start thinking about this already, might also be thinking in the way of, okay, how can we think about this? For example, through a partner like VeChain, we can think of all the supply chain of, okay, we're going to track exactly what person has what medicine in a official manner so it can never be taken out again. So it's actually, again, logically speaking, in my own being, there's a easier way to track exactly who has access to what and who should have access to what, because it's always traceable. Let's say, for example, doctor's address sends something to client's address. This client can always prove on his own forever and ever and ever that he had the right to a specific sort of thing. And in different systems nowadays, in the whole doctor realm, I should say, it sometimes is actually annoying to showcase that you have the right to something, but that might actually make things a lot more easy, specifically if it can come from these addresses which are recognizable everywhere. But we'll get into that in just a second. Then again, the most important premise for right now is them just getting into this whole virtual items and NFT realm. The idea is, in my opinion, what counts the most, because the potential is limitless. All it takes is for them to start hopping on. And as we stated before, once you're in, you usually don't get back out. Sounds kind of scary, but that's what it is. All right, and then Cardano is the very final stages of its major code drop for 2022 amid expectations to grow even more. The key takeaways are IOHK announces code drop that introduces multiple upgrades. The first of two major upgrades in 2022, IOHK is optimistic about effectively scaling Cardano, and the Cardano blockchain has been expanding rapidly. So, IOHK revealed that it was in the very final stages of its first major code drop for this year. The February release, as it calls the drop, is to be succeeded by two more drops in June and October, and the rationale for the timed release strategy is to allow for blockchain predictability. This is necessary as the blockchain has grown and is expected to keep growing and now has a lot of users. Predictable upgrades will enable users to work accordingly, and quote, Cardano has grown significantly and is expected to grow even more as 2022 goes on. By creating specific release windows, companies that rely on Cardano's infrastructure know exactly when major releases are going to be coming. And then what they basically talk about here is what the upgrades are going to be on about. Then again, if you're just a normal user, if you're just a normal hodler, these don't really matter for you. They're not any groundbreaking differences that you're going to notice, except for potentially a little bit more over on the bottom side, which is the fact that they're saying that it is only the start of the journey for Cardano. Maybe something crazy is going to be coming up, and here again, we're seeing a lot of different things being written down, but it's all mostly for the background, which again is what Cardano, I guess, majors in, focuses on doing things properly. And then the last little announcement was just explaining how they're doing all of this because, of course, Cardano is growing. They want to keep growing, and they're going to keep growing massively. I actually noticed when checking out comments about this article, many people were skeptical with Cardano. Many people were saying they sold or telling me they sold their tokens. Are you actually still a Cardano holder? Let me know down below in the comment section. And also, the same thing for XRP. Are you still holding? Are you still excited about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you press that like button because it doesn't cost you anything and it helps the channel grow. So why not? Make sure you press that button and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today.